Hey fellow Void Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and today we have Gauss Minigun. Yes, it's back. It's now #1 heavy gun you can get in game. Finally, this gun waited long enough to claim the spot. How does it happen? Two things. Legendary crafting was added that directly boosted its damage, giving it ability to equip additional explosive effect, which basically makes it double explosive. And on top of that, its biggest competitor, which is Holy Fire, was nerfed. So this way, Gauss Minigun climbed for the #1 spot. Unfortunately, two-shot is not #1. I was hoping it would be. I was testing it, comparing with other effects, so I will give you a quick recap soon. First, about the gun if you are new. Where do you get it? If you don't have this gun yet and you want it, the plan can be purchased from the creator, exactly the creator core, and you buy it from Mortimer Robot. You do need max out reputation with the creator though. You can check your reputations when you hover in here, and it's on the left side of the screen. Ally. Ally is the reputation required to have access to the gun and its modification that you will buy with gold bullion. Now, which modifications you should use? Which are the best? There are a couple of options. Couple of options worth considering. If you look under modifications, there are 3 different barrels, where Penta barrel offer the highest possible DPS, but there is a drawback, a little bit less damage per shot, so less ammo efficiency, and the range is only 120. Standard barrel offers full damage and full range of 204, but the lowest fire rate, which makes it lowest DPS, but not by much. It's still very powerful, even with standard barrel. Honestly, I think I will be using it with standard barrel. I was testing Penta. 3 barrel, it's option in between. You keep high damage per bullet, and fire rate is increased, but not as high as with Penta barrel. Range is still reduced. So honestly, I do recommend standard barrel if you plan to use it on everyday basis. If you plan to use it exclusively for boss kills, Penta barrel offers the highest DPS. There is several paints. I'm using poker paint from the season pass, but this black one is really nice. About the capacitor. So you have 2 choices here. Tesla coil capacitor if you want to use regular 2mm EC or slightly more powerful prime capacitor that gives you a little bit more damage but is using 2mm EC and ammo capacity is slightly less. So those 2 options, both valid, almost the same damage, just slightly higher with Prime. Visibly higher if you are fighting Scorch Beasts or Scorch enemies. On regular enemies, just slightly higher than Tesla Coil. And lastly, you need to equip Gunner Sight for better accuracy. And this gun that I have here, 2-shot explosive, I was hoping it would be great, but what it's good for... not this gun. What it's good for is for tagging enemies. Like, for example, on events, you can easily tag lots of enemies. The explosions itself are quite blinding, so it's not the best gun on close distance. But let me demonstrate in practice with the best rolls for this gun. So now you probably wonder what are the best rolls. To be honest, there are 2. Anti-armor explosive or bloodied explosive. On bosses, they both, I think, perform about the same. I was not really able to tell the difference. On regular enemies, bloodied is better, as regular enemies have way less armor, so you don't need additional armor penetration in addition to stabilized. So anti-armor explosive is probably my favorite, although bloodied explosive, I would not say is worse. They both amazing. They both amazing. I recommend those 2 rolls. Explosive is the important one, as it gives the gun additional damage and doubles the explosive damage. As this gun comes with built-in explosions, explosive effect works on it and doubles it. So, very important. I have weightless, but honestly, last star, up to you. There is not too much required. The biggest competitor and what will be comparing it with is anti-armor explosive Gatling plasma. That's the closest in damage department. It's a closed second, by the way. This gun is closed second currently as heavy guns are considered. And who was dethroned was the Holy Fire, as unfortunately Bethesda decided to took away some of its impact damage and give it more dot. That doesn't even work very well. So basically it's a direct nerf to the Holy Fire. Now, let me equip power armor, drop my health a little bit and show you my build. So here are their legendary perks. I'm running solo, so I currently just unequipped, taking one for the team as it doesn't work solo. Those are my regular perks. Yeah, I still kept some for the team focus, but that's not important. Important fact is there are all the heavy gunner related perks for damage and most important, Demolition Expert, as we have double explosive effect, so double the benefit of Demolition Expert. Now the damage, when I'm in my power armor in Nerdet, you can see accuracy is crazy good. That's additional benefit of this gun if you choose a single barrel. Now, comparing the two, Gauss Mini offers damage of 211 when Gatling Plasma 157, although it does not display its explosive damage correctly, so the damage is a little bit higher than display. That's another problem with this game. Like, the display damage are not really it. They're quite off at this moment. Basically, the damage between those two, Gauss Mini is a little bit higher, but not huge difference. I will be honest with you, not huge difference. I will show you the comparison now in action on some Scorchbeast, starting with the Gauss Mini. Now look at this beauty in action. And no, I'm not using Grenadier, and that's intentional, as the explosions are super blinding if you use it. Regular Scourge that's like evaporate when you shoot them. About the flying creatures, look how easy it is to follow her with the fire from this gun, even when she's far away. Those projectiles are so fast and hit with such a good accuracy. It's almost like a heavy gun sniper with a single barrel. Of course, you can have two. You can have one version with penta barrel for exclusive boss fights and one version with single barrel to have the best accuracy and range. Oh, you are able to see what happens when enemies are close. It's worse in dark interiors. It's a very blinding, very flashy effect. So this gun definitely not perfect up close. So maybe Holy Fire has a place in closed interiors, so you can swap from this gun, as well as save some ammo. So that's how it performs here. Amazing performance. Those bosses melt. Okay, I will show you one more boss. That's Super Mutant Behemoth. Because Behemoth is not a real endgame boss. It's like, I would say, mini boss. Mini boss enemy, because it's very tough and big. Now, about comparison with Auto Axe, if you wonder, Auto Axe is #1 overall from all the categories. So Auto Axe is the best boss killer, but this is the best heavy gun boss killer. Look how this behemoth evaporates, and that's without even hitting the head. It will be 3 times faster if I would hit the head. Now we switch to Gatling Plasma and the same experiment with Scorchbeast. You will notice that Gatling Plasma is way less accurate, and additional problem with it, covers more screen, so it's harder to aim, and projectiles are slower. It's especially visible when I try to hit Scorchbeast. Okay, she's flying there. Look, I need to like try to shoot in front of her, so performance is way worse. With the Gauss Mini, I would already kill her, and they both primed. With this gun, I ran out of ammo and she's still flying. So that's the problem. Projectile is slower. They hitting almost as hard when they hit. The problem is they don't always hit. The blinding effect is less, so that's advantage for this gun. Like I count the blinding effect of explosive guns as important factor for me. I don't really like very blinding weapons. And so far there is nothing to reduce it. Yeah, that Scorchbeast would be dead 5 times already with the Gauss Mini. So that's why Gauss Mini is the king now. The king of heavy guns, and especially boss killer heavy gun type of weapons. What do you think about Gauss Minigun taking the spot of the king of heavy guns. Are you happy with that? Would you prefer the old order when the Holy Fire was number 1? I'm waiting for your opinions, and that's everything I have for you today. Thank you a lot for watching, and see you all in the next one.